My name is Valen McGann, and I will be talking to you about my idea for my F.M.P. Firstly, what we have here is my Wix account, and it has all of my images and my own work. Let me just show you an example. For instance, this is my reflective journal, and it shows what I did, what went wrong, etc., etc. This is from the first year, the year one, and whereas in this final year, in the year two, I have a final major project tab right here, and what you can see is what we have here is audition for the role narcissist, because that's what my idea is about, and that's what the movie is called Narcissist. And also over here we have a Ophelia, and those are just auditions. Right here we have the pictures of the two, and down here this young man is an actor from my test shots. Originally this was supposed to be my actual shoot for my film, but because I got told by a tutor that the shots weren't good enough, and because of the lighting issues, like you can see right here, I got told that they had to be used as test shots because they weren't exactly up to a merit or distinction standard, if you like. Also, right here, reflective journal, document there. That's information about me. So really, the Wix page is just showcasing all of my work in a way, like a show reel, like when those people who audition to be actors, they have their own show reel. So in this case, the whole Wix page is just like a show reel of all of my work from the past units up till now, from the start of the year up till finish. So let me just go to my film. This is my final edit. This is called Narcissus, and basically what it's about is obviously the whole Greek mythology, a young handsome man who falls in love with himself, that he basically withers away. But this time my idea has a more modern twist to it. Well, in the short film, he's taken a lot of selfies, and in this modern day and age, a lot of young people are very much into selfie taking. Let me just show you an example of a shoot. Narcissus, a man so self-absorbed and disconnected from the outside world. It's obvious he thinks it's something special, always snapping images, or some would call it selfies, every hour of the day. So yeah, like the reason why I chose this idea is because a lot of people are unaware of the fact that social media is very harmful towards them, especially towards the more younger people with their young developing minds, and a lot of this issue doesn't get addressed properly by the media. So that's why I chose. I wanted to be original and inventive, and just to really have my own mark and own stamp on it. So that's why I chose the idea of the whole selfie taking and um, the the harmful effects of it. Let me just play you one more. Another selfie? It's absolutely ridiculous. So, in other words, the term narcissist means when the person is very proud, conceited, and vain about themselves. In other words, it some may argue whether it's an inherited trait or not, but it is an inherited trait. Also, we see him here staring at the pond. I really like this shot too because he's smiling. Also, because um, the man that's talking. When is this man going to stop? The voice that you can hear over here, the voiceover, is meant to be the voice of Zeus, the Greek god from the heavens, and he doesn't approve of Narcissus because of the way he is as a person, very much self-centered, and the way and just oblivious to other people. And let me show you this young lady here, who you can see approaching in the background. That is meant to be Zeus's. That's meant to be Zeus's daughter, and what in the whole film, what's happened here is that Zeus was thinking whether Narcissus is good enough for um for Ophelia, or and he's starting to have second thoughts and think that he's not worth it because of the way he is, and he doesn't even notice Ophelia once he walks by. Let me just play you a clip right here. It's very short. Even my lovely daughter Ophelia cannot manage to distract him from his own self-obsession. She cannot even believe what Narcissus is doing. So yeah, that right there was an example of Ophelia, and she cannot even believe like what's going on and exactly he's doing on his phone. So yeah, that's that. Also, let me show you my Google Drive. So right here we got context, evaluation and reflection, production paperwork, research, and it's just a folder there showcasing my Wix address so that the examiner doesn't get confused. Let me just open you an example of some of the research that I did. So over here, this is what you call secondary research. So showing statistics about the whole topic. Well, in this case, in the narcissist case, it's just showing the top country where most people are likely to be narcissists, and you can see here the United States of America, which is quite coincidental because that country has a lot of plastic surgery in places for applicants who may wish to indulge themselves in that sort of thing. And over here you got the most selfie related deaths. So it's really showing that what my work is showing is that it is quite harmful towards the person's mind, the whole selfie thing, the whole social media, like just getting lots of likes just to make the person feel good about themselves. And it just really is harmful for their health. Hence the reason why I chose the idea narcissist, because in my opinion, no one else is really choosing an idea similar to mine, and I really wanted my idea to stand out, for it to be different, and for it to get more attention, and not for it to be too mainstream or popular. I wanted my idea to be somewhat unpopular, so that it gets more attention from the reader. Over here, you got a focus group, and basically it's just me talking about like my ideas. Hello guys. Hi. I'm just here today to tell you about my idea. So firstly, my idea is about narcissism. I don't know if any of you are familiar with the term narcissism and you know about the whole story. So what I'm doing right with my idea is going to have like a somewhat more of a modern twist to it, and it's going to involve obviously a male who loves himself so much to the point where he So that was me talking about my idea there. Over here, I've chosen a video from YouTube, and this is more secondary research also. I've chosen a video sort of related to the topic and given proof, and just like sort of highlighting the problems that's going on in social media. Let me just play a little bit for you right here.
We know that engagement with social media and our cell phones releases a chemical called dopamine. That's why when you get a text, it feels good, right? So, we've all had it where you're feeling a little bit down or feeling a bit lonely. And so you send out 10 texts to 10 friends, hi, 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 hi. Because it feels good when you get a response, right? Right?
What that man said right there is actually true with a lot of us, even to a very small extent, myself even, like the whole concept of taking selfies and being vain, and later on down the road that can certainly lead to narcissism. Let me just show you some research that I did, some primary research if you like. It says here, what is narcissistic personality disorder? So this is a whole text showing what it really is. I already have this text in my folder and it's all highlighted and everything. showing the signs, symptoms of the personality disorder, and yeah, got the my I put down the references right there also. Um, oh, this one's a very important one. This one is visual research. So basically, I did this one first because I didn't want to give away too many hints. So this visual research really is showcasing and meant to be given a subliminal message of what my project is all about. So in total, it's about 62 images here. So let me just quickly go through them. Let me just go through them. So in a way, I wanted the viewer who views the images before he or she has an idea about my idea. I wanted them to sort of guess or take a hint. I mean, well, sort of guess as the pictures themselves are a hint of what they are to what of what the idea is, and that's what the whole purpose of these images are, for the person to sort of guess and sort of know instantly just by looking at it, just by looking at all the clues, what the idea is all about. Also, um, I undertook some research from the BBC because that's what my target audience is really, and that's what I aimed for my production to be shown on the BBC, and also uh, organizations like Exposure, etc. Right, just done a very mini evaluation there of how I related to my own. Also, let me just show you. Um, well, at first I did do a slightly rough edit, but listen to this edit compared to the previous compared to the actual full-on edit. Listen to this one because this one's a rough one, and this one had audio issues, which was a big a nuisance because I had to do another voiceover again. So let me just show you.
Narcissist, a man so self-absorbed and disconnected from the outside world.
See, can you hear that? Yeah, those right there are some serious audio issues because the built-in microphone itself was giving me slight issues. Let me just show you a little bit of my animatic, if you like. Oh. So this man here is supposedly meant to be Zeus, and and the person in the voiceover is meant to be Zeus. In other words, he has the power to do anything. Because also towards the end, let me just go back to my edits. Let me see. Let me show you what happens to the end. What happens in the end?
What am I going to do with him? Oh, I know. He has no idea. I am going to transform him into a daffodil.
So yeah, there you have it. Zeus has the power to do anything, and he actually transformed Narcissus into the daffodil itself because he was so self-obsessed. So in a way, he was like, haha, I might as well just do you a favor, and he just turned him into the flower. Also, let me show you some more things that I did. Oh, this is the audience demographics. These are the this is the information that I distributed via social media about my idea. So in this particular one is the demographics. As you can see, I got 51 responses, which I did aim for higher, but people didn't really exactly want to engage themselves in the surveys, which is a little selfish. But so you got here, what is your ethnicity, where do you live, etc., etc. Let me go back and show you. Most importantly, this one showing my audience research. So you can see that 74% of those people who took the survey answered male. Some Some say, do you know anybody who has a form of narcissism? Most of them answered no. Um, do you think there's a stigma behind those who have narcissism? Yes. So these are very interesting results here. Oh, this one's a very interesting one. So as a question, I actually put down on a scale from 1 to 10, how much effort do you put into making yourself look good? Um, and actually, 30% of people voted 6, which is moderately high, whereas 7 voted, well, 30% voted 7, which is quite low. Also high too. Um, what else do we have here? Oh, this one. Are you familiar with the Greek mythology Narcissus? Some say it sounds familiar. Well, really, because it happened such a long time ago, um, a lot of people, it doesn't really get covered in schools and all that. But that's why, and hence the reason I actually chose the idea, because I wanted it. I wanted something unusual. Let me just. These are all shots of my location that I plan to shoot. Really, I planned to shoot near a church, but that didn't work out in the end because I had all the footage that I needed. What else could I show you? Oh, most importantly, the reflective journal. The reflective journal I've had, well, since the start of the year, really. But with this one here, this one's just the F.M.P one, and it's just telling me. I mean, it's just me showing like what happened, what I did to fix the problem, what I learned, if it made me see things in a new light, etc., etc. Also added in some images as well to sort of show proof. Also got right here is the